talk a lot of things over here, and we have a good time. And then at some point, debauchery comes, and then it's just all downhill from there.
Cause I rewound I rewound. I said, wait a minute. You got titties.
That's
Satana. Ashley was at home with the two Omen babies, Damien and Damien Jr. Hee ha, Damien 666, devil child. Because when you're the spawn of Beelzebub and Satana, that's what happens. The bearded lady, her mammy Sheila came over. Y'all want to know what the girls are saying? The girls are saying that this was a shoot for his OnlyFans that went awry. They went in there, they did the licky licky sucky sucky, you do me, I do you shit that Brashear do for his OnlyFans, and they filmed it down to the Homewood Suites. And the girls, the internet porn sketch, they'll tell you all the stories. You know, I did a whole video about how Lady G, Lindsey Graham does the lines of coke off of the penises of the escorts down to the weekly Republican Party sex parties. You remember they shut down fucking Grindr when they had the RNC convention last summer. Child, listen. You talking blue pills, rhino pills, honey packs, and everything else known to man be rolling all through the streets of DC when they get ready to go to these good sex parties that they have. Y'all could have went and got something to eat. Y'all could have went and did something else with your life. You ain't have to watch. That's what we do. When y'all have y'all all white performances, maybe we go get us a eat. Some people go take them a smoke. Some people go get them a drink. Some people get a quickie in down to the bathroom. When you had somebody's Super Bowl party and you saw somebody cute and you told them to follow you in the bathroom so y'all can have a quickie while you suck them up, they suck you up and you get a quick bust down, all in the 5 minutes that you that the halftime performance happened. Not that I would know anything about having a quick bust down at a Super Bowl party I was invited to. What do y'all want from me? What do y'all want from me? The man ain't shit. His cabinet ain't shit. And all of those acolytes and sycophants that happen to be black, what did you get for all of that ass kissing, for all of that slobbing his knob and hanging from his testicle hairs that y'all did? Y'all ain't get a goddamn thing.
Please listen. This is how we know there is a God that sits on high and looks down low. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me, because I knew that there was a God when I looked on the X, formerly known as the Twitter, and I saw it wasn't no more Sean. I knew there was a God when I looked on the Instagram, and there was no more Krishan. I knew there was a God when I looked on the snap of the chat, the snappity of the chappity, and looked, and there was no Krishan. I knew there was a God when I looked on the Facebook, the book of faces, Mark Zuckerberg's playground, and I saw that there wasn't a Krishan. My God today, let the people say amen.
Well, hello. Welcome to Run Your Mouth. I am L Teddy 27. Y'all know what we do here. And if you don't, because you're new here, this is where we give you all of the latest news, politics, and headlines of the day. All of the things that went on in the news while you were out at work, frolicking the streets at your usual avocation, and all of those other things. Okay. Anyway, we're here to make it do what it do. Do what you're doing when you're doing. We're going to make it do what it do, y'all. Y'all know how we do it around these parts. We have a great show for you today. We have a great show for you today. We got to talk about, y'all know we talked about those data centers yesterday. We got to tackle those again today. It's some shiggity going on. Some more shiggity going on with the data centers. It's even worse than you think. Yeah, it is. We'll definitely talk about China and your president being over in China with President Xi Jinping. We have to talk about Black lawmakers in Tennessee. We have a story that's very close to the vest, close to me and my heart. A story that I have to unpack involving a high school band. Y'all know I'm a band geek, a band nerd. Um, and I, have I have close connection with all things band, so that one hits home. And at some point, we have to talk about this alleged 3-day orgasm. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Anyway, how's y'all day going? How has your Thursday been so far? Let me say hey to y'all and we'll get this party started. Hey, Tracy W. Hey, Candace F. Tamara, it's good to see you. Hey, Rosanda. Hey, Janae. Hey, Tanya Boone. You stuck in that church. I already know. I already know about it, Tanya. Already know about it. Hey, Complex 613. Hey, Montrez, what's good, bruh? Miss Shorty B, how you doing today? Child, that's got that's got to be a woman because no male could survive a 3-day orgasm. Like if you are a female and you've never experienced a male orgasm, it is a crippling experience. It feels good, but it's a crippling experience. No male could survive a 3-day orgasm. Like your body couldn't do it. You just can't. I'm just telling you. Terrence, what's good, bruh? What is up? So yes, we'll see what this 3-day orgasm is about. Your Thursday is busy as always, still working on something I was creating for mommy that I plan to give her tomorrow. Pray for, well, we're going to pray for you. You'll get it done. I'm not worried, Tracy W. I'm sure you'll get it done. I know you will. I trust and believe that you will. Anyway, let's get this party started. Listen, if you missed Twitch last night, we had a great time over on down to the Twitch last night. We did. We absolutely did. Last night we talked about, they let us inside the white woman's group chat. Yeah, the white women. We got excuse me, clandestine access to white women's group chats, and we were able to, look at that. hmm But we had a great time here on Twitch. We also had, we had the panel here yesterday. There was a lot of people here. Um, a lot of, eyes, ears, and people here because they wanted to see what we had to say. Oh, man. But we're here with our usual suspect with just us so we can, do what we do. Hey, Demetria, what's going on, my love? How are you, beautiful? It's good to see you. It is. Mm-hmm. Now we're not gonna labor long. We're gonna go ahead and get this party started. So if y'all ready, I'm ready. Go ahead and put a Shondo in the chat. Um, and let me know you're ready. Yeah, Tracy W. We did the Twitch was late last night. We did a late night Twitch. Hey, Spicy Original. We did Twitch. It was about 8:30. I think it was like 8:30 at night by the time we got to Twitch. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, Uncle Jay, what's going on? What's going on? What is going on, sir? All right, let's go ahead and do what we do. Dooby dooby doo. Dooby dooby doo. Dooby dooby doo. I don't know what I'm singing, y'all. I'm just. making it up as I go along. All right. So, in our update on the primaries, I have to remind you all that of a couple things. We know this coming Saturday is the primaries in Louisiana. So if you're coming to, all I'm doing today is I'm giving you updates on some big primaries coming up. Even though there is, they are not doing the U.S. congressional races, all of the other seats or all of the other races in Louisiana are still on. Y'all got to do what y'all have to do to change your state government in Louisiana, okay? Now, I know that there is a petition to recall the governor, have the governor recalled, but at this point, we'll see how that goes. But we have to we have to change the face of these state legislatures. So all those people in the great state of Louisiana, please, if you have not already started early voting, go ahead and take today and or tomorrow to early vote. And if you should miss today or tomorrow, the official election day for the primaries and for some local elections and for all of the state and local governments is this coming Saturday. So please, Saturday the 16th, make sure you go out and you exercise your right to vote. Now, in the these are other states that are having, there are 6 states having their elections on Tuesday, the 19th. 6 states, big state, huge populations, okay? So let me give you the rundown of now we've been doing candidate profiles and bringing you all up to speed for several weeks now on many races in many states. So I just want to go ahead and remind you of what's coming up. So in um in the following states, they will be having primary elections next Tuesday, the 19th. Those states are Alabama. Alabama, you have your primaries on Tuesday. Listen, excuse me. I don't care if your state says they're doing redistricting or not. Do not let that scare you away from going to the polls. It doesn't matter what they tell you. You go to the polls. Election day is still scheduled by law in these states on that day. So, regardless as to what it is you're voting on, make sure to take yourself to the polls. They want to fearmonger you. They want you to become tired, angry, apathetic, all of those things. We cannot get weary in well doing. We cannot get weary in well doing. So, regardless as to what your governor and or state legislature is saying, please, ma'am, please, sir, hey D, hey Simera, make sure you go out and vote. Hey, Sherry Watson. So again, hey, crazy homebody girl. The following states have primary elections on Tuesday. Regardless of what they say about redistricting, there will be elections this coming Tuesday. Those states are Alabama, huge black population in Alabama. You have elections on Tuesday. If you have not already done so, you should be able to go and do early voting between today and tomorrow. I'm not sure. You'll have to check with your respective states. Some states still allow early voting on the weekend. I know there have been some states that eliminated weekend early voting because they were trying to thwart things like souls to the polls. Check with your local Department of State and your local election officials, your local Department of Election or elections uh, um, department within your respective municipalities. Also, check for your polling location. check for your polling location because that may have changed. More than anything, make sure you're still registered. So we have Alabama, huge black population. Alabama, we need to get Governor Mima. Well, she's leaving anyway, but we need to change the face of that state legislature. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we're gonna do what we try to do what we need to do in Washington D.C. But our primary focus are these state legislatures because the state legislatures are the ones that's fucking us up. Those are the people that's fucking us up. These state legislatures, we have to change them. So on Tuesday we have Alabama, Georgia, another state with a huge black population. Idaho has primaries on Tuesday. Kentucky, contrary to popular belief, there's a large black population in Kentucky. Oregon, primaries on Tuesday. And Pennsylvania, large black delegation and population in Pennsylvania. You also have your primaries on Tuesday. Again, this Saturday, Louisiana. This coming Tuesday, the 19th, Alabama, Georgia, Idaho, Kentucky, Oregon, Pennsylvania. So we got 6 states on Tuesday, 1 on Saturday. Do not pay attention to all of this rigmarole about redistricting, what's going to be redistrict, what's not going to be redistrict. It don't matter. We don't give a damn about how you redistrict. We're going to vote every time. If that means we got to vote an extra 2 times, beautiful. We'll be right there. We'll see you at the door. We'll meet you at the door. But we cannot allow these people to fearmonger us into staying away from the polls. I hear you, Demetria. I hear you. So please, 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 this is, like I said, we don't vote as if our life depends on it. We vote because our lives depend on it. We do not vote as if our lives depend on it. We vote because our lives depend on it. All right. And with that being said, now that we got that out of the way, and with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, non binary gender conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late, great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world. I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. So I did drop the link in case our correspondent is coming up today. Let's talk about, oh, wrong slide. Let's update you. Hold on 1 second. I forgot one thing, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Give me just a moment, y'all. I'm only a man. I'm not a army. I don't have producers. I'm a one-man army here that produces everything on my own by myself. I'm on my own. Why did it end this way? This wasn't how it was supposed to be. Y'all didn't come here to hear me sing, did y'all? All right. So, joining me today is our senior panda body language expert. again, our senior panda body language expert. That's quite crafty there, sir. It's quite crafty. I have to applaud you
Yeah,
on your moniker today.
yeah. After sitting here and watching so much coverage of the China
So I should change it
US.
from this to this. Is that more appropriate for you?
Oh yeah. For this part right here,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
This
Okay,
this
okay,
works.
okay.
This works. All right. So reporting to you live today from somewhere in China.
Hmm.
All right. So if you watched any of the meetings between, Bone Spurs and President Xi over here, if you notice Xi's face, he always looks like he needs to take an enormous shit.
He does. He does.
In addition to that, if you notice things that happened during the visit, right? So normally, whenever there's a foreign dignitary that flies into another country, they are met by somebody at the airport. When they touch down, they are met by somebody from the administration at the airport. The leader of the United States of America was not met by anybody at the
I mean,
airport.
he was met by wasn't there the little kids with the
That was not at the airport,
flags?
sir. That was
Oh,
not
that
at the
wasn't the
airport, sir.
airport.
That was not the
Oh,
airport, sir.
oh,
None of this happened at the airport. If you
oh.
notice, whenever heads of state fly in to most of these countries, the big pomp and circumstance is at the airport itself,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, the fact that Xi didn't meet him at the airport, that made news in the United States for some strange reason. But then it was later pointed out by another China expert saying that Xi never meets anybody at the airport. And even when North Korea comes to visit him, he meets them at the train station. He doesn't meet anybody at the airport. But the bigger story is that nobody met Bone Spurs McDoodoo Pants at the airport.
Well, we reported last night on Twitch how technically Marco Rubio is not even allowed in the fucking country of China because he was sanctioned because he had an issue with how China treated one of the factions of their country and the human
Oh, you're talking about the Uyghurs.
yeah. And so he was ceremoniously told you could never enter our country. And so when he was nominated and confirmed as Secretary of State, because the loophole was the Senator Marco Rubio was
Hmm.
banned from China, and when he became Secretary of State, they added a syllable to the beginning of his last name in Chinese, so to make it different than Marco Rubio, and that's the loophole with which he's able to enter the country of China.
That is an amazing loophole. So,
And the Chinese did it themselves. I
and
think,
that's the more amazing part of the loophole.
but here's
Normally,
the
China
deal.
is really good at closing loopholes for everybody else and opening them for themselves,
But I think
not the other way
China
around.
wants the embarrassment. They want to say, "Oh," they want Marco to act up and say, "Sir, you do realize that you're not supposed to be here. Find your way," or they can jail him.
They could, but I don't think they want to
I
burn
don't
the
think it would
political capital
happen,
on
but
doing
I
that.
think it's a way to keep him in check and make him
It
say,
is
"Yeah, act right."
it is 100% a way to keep him in check because I can guarantee you, if China was to go ahead and say, "Oh, you know what? Hey, Marco, come here for a second. Let me holler at you over here for a second. These fine gentlemen with the cuffs would like to speak with you." If they were to
Hmm.
pull that right now, one, there would be absolutely nothing the United States of America could do. We're outmanned and overrun in that country right now. Even if they mobilized every covert asset in that country, if anything was to happen to Bone Spurs McDoodoo Pants, Little Marco, or anybody else in that delegation, there would be absolutely nothing we could do in the immediate future. In the immediate, like right as it's happening, there would be nothing we could do. We would have to try to resort to um, diplomacy. And if you can't tell by now, the United States of America in its current form is not good at diplomacy, which is why Trump left China with zero concessions on the Straits of Hormuz.
Oh,
China
he
has only
already
said,
left?
"Oh,
I thought
he's
he
oh, if
had one
he
more day.
this was the last day.
Oh, okay.
This was the last day." So he might not have left yet per se, but he's leaving soon. And as it
Mm.
stands now, he's left with absolutely nothing.
And Xi Jinping warned his ass.
Uh-huh. I was
Xi
getting there.
Jinping said, "Hey, bitch, I don't know what the fuck you think this is, but don't come over here with the fuck shit. Leave us and Taiwan out of it."
He absolutely sure did say that. And the thing is that he absolutely also told him a story. I forget the name of the
It was
terminology.
the Thucydides trap. That's
That's
what
what
it
it is. The
was.
Thucydides trap. So for those of y'all who don't know what the Thucydides trap is, I hope I'm saying it right.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically when you have a powerful empire that is in decline and a rising power, and they are basically neither one of them wants to fight. Both of them know it's a fight between the two of them is a bad thing for everybody, but they're both pushed to a point where they feel like they have no choice. They have to fight each other. This is what Xi said to Senor Bone Spurs over there.
Mm-hmm.
He said to him, "I don't want to fight you.
But if I have to,
I
bitch, I'll
hope we
fuck you
don't
up.
have to fight you. But if we gotta fight, then guess what, motherfucker, bring it. And you better step the fuck up, and you better not come in here half stepping the bullshit."
Now,
And if
now, go ahead, Terrence. I'm sorry.
and no, no, you're good, sir. You're good. And I don't think he's playing around, mostly because he had that exact same face on while he was saying this.
Hey, Cajun. Hey, Twin Flames. Remember we talked about China, the China trip, and saying that your president may try to show some, try to flex and have a show of force. It didn't come from him. It came from China. Because what did China do? China said, "Oh, you're coming to see us? Let me flex on you, bitch. While you're here in my country, we're going to have not one, not two, not three, 30 plus tankers exit the Strait of Hormuz." They
Yep.
went through the multi-pass, sure did,
Multipass. They made
and said,
mm,
"Blockade? What blockade?" And 30 Chinese tankers exited the Strait of Hormuz with no problem, which to me is the expert show of force to tell these bastards in the U.S., "Oh, bitch,
we
you
here
said it was a problem in Strait of Hormuz. We seem not to
where?
have a problem.
Problem where? Who's got a problem with Straight Hormuz?
Nothing to see here."
Right. We paid our little coins and we gonna keep it pushing.
It's literally the largest number of ships to exit the Strait of Hormuz since February 27th, the day before this war started.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the crazy part about it is that that's not the only action from the Strait of Hormuz that happened while
It is
uh,
not.
President Orange Face. I'm running out of names to call this man. I'm gonna have to start recycling them. But but
Sun Kissed Superman.
no, because
So,
that would empower him. I
oh yeah,
prefer
that would.
Mango Mussolini,
Mhm.
or Save a Lot Stalin. But so guess what Iran did? Now we're back to Iran. Now we're back to the Iran of it all.
Hey,
So
Symmetry. Hey, Marty.
so if you guys remember yesterday, I reported to you here that Iran told a very large group of ships, "Hey, skedaddle south because we don't want you to accidentally get hit on purpose by one of these things that we may have to fling over here."
Mm-hmm.
All of those large ships in that area, they're all out of that area. That three city space that they told them to clear out of, they are all south and west of that. Now,
Oh, oh, oh. Mm. Oh,
here's
yeah.
where it gets here's where stuff
Mm-hmm.
starts to get hilarious for everybody except for the United States of America. Because it would damn sure be a shame if a ship was to be boarded and seized by the IRGC Navy inside
Oh,
of the US's
oh, you'd hate
inside
for
of the US's side of the blockade.
you'd hate for that to happen.
I would
Only
hate it did. It
what is to
absolutely
happen.
did.
Here we are. Here the fuck
It
we are.
absolutely happened. So China, so on the what's the last day of Bowlesburg McPoopy Pants' freaking trip to China? 30,
Mm-hmm.
30 tankers, 30 large vessels, 30 large vessels flagged under China or with connections to China sailed through the Strait of Hormuz, paying a grand total of what's that, like 60 million
Mm-hmm.
or yeah, $60 million to Iran. Also, Iran told everybody to move and everybody moved. Also, Iran said, fuck you and fuck your blockade. This ship is a bad actor in the area, and we're going to take it. That ship was known as a float. That ship was called a floating armory. That ship was called a floating armory, El Teddy.
Yeah.
Guys, like I need y'all to understand something when I say these
Let
things
me
that
give
are
you
gonna.
let
Go
me
ahead,
pull
sir.
up
Go ahead.
the Google Earth. Go ahead. Let me pull up the
No.
Google Earth so we can
Okay.
get a good
So
look
I
at
need
this.
y'all to understand everybody, and I do mean everybody that we would normally have a problem with right now is flexing, and they are flexing hard. Iran, what did they do to flex? They told everybody move, everybody moved. They said, oh, this ship shouldn't be here. We're taking it. China, they said, hey, man, you might want to leave us the fuck alone when it comes to Taiwan because we see what the hell you doing in your world, your side of the world.
Now, just to give you some context, okay?
Ujera, there she
This
is.
is Fujairah, right? This is around the spot in the water. If you're looking in the water, this is around the area of the U.S. blockade. Okay, so this is the Strait of Hormuz right here. This the TSS right there is where all the mines are. If you try to go through that, either you're going to get blown up by the mines, or you're going to get shot at, and your tanker is going to be set on fire by the by the
GC
Iranians. That's
Navy.
the IRGC. All right. Now, the ship that they seized was near Oman. It was technically near Fujairah. It
Yep.
was near Oman. It was still in Emirati waters, but it was
Yep.
very close to Oman and very close to Fujairah, the same Fujairah that was bombed last week into oblivion by the Iranians, the Saudis. Because I still hold on to that being the Saudis. But
Oh, the Saudis have now been. Oh, I meant to tell you this, but I'll follow up on this later. The Saudis have also now been implicated
oh yeah. But yes,
officially.
that's just to give you a visual of where we're talking about. Okay. All right. I'm sorry I interrupted. I just needed to have the map
No,
up.
no, no. By all means, by all means. But so basically, in that area from Ras Al, I'm not even going to sit here and try to mess that up, all the way down to Dubai. Those three cities in that area, they told them to clear out of there. They're all
Mhm.
gone. All the large tankers are gone. Right off
Everything
the coast of
between
Fujairah.
here,
Hmm.
anything in this area, yeah, move, bitch.
Yep.
Oh, did you hear that they also after they seized it and took control of it, and basically I guess they took what they needed off of it, they sank it.
I had not heard they had sank that hoe yet. I
Yeah.
knew that was coming. Like once you tell me it's a floating
hmm
arsenal ship, like one, why is there a floating arsenal in the Middle East on a boat? Anyway, we're not gonna get into that. That's a whole nother CIA story. Um, but we gonna seize this ship. We don't need this ship. We just gonna take the weapons and yeah, good luck. Your crew is now at sea, and we did this all while the United States probably watched because the United States we have these things called and I think it's called a Triton. It's basically a global hawk outfitted for the Navy for long range maritime surveillance. So you can put one, maybe two up over the entire Persian Gulf, Gulf of Oman. You can have two of those up at any time and cover that entire area. So we more than likely saw that happen and did nothing.
Well, I told you it would be a busy week, and I told you we'd be a few days early. There's a couple other things going on militarily because the
Mhm.
Naval Operations Chief Admiral Daryl Cottle, he has come out and started saying, "Hey, hey, we never factored this Epic Fury mess into our budget.
Uh-huh.
We don't have the money to pay for this shit.
Uh,
We're gonna have to start making decisions on what we can and cannot do in the
huh?
next in the coming weeks because this was not factored into our budget." Actually, let me quote him correctly. He said, "Quote: The fiscal 2026 budget didn't bake in Operation Epic Fury. You see a large Navy force in the Middle East, so we're burning bright, but it does come at cost, and it comes at operational costs. I do fear that I'll have to start making decisions in the July timeframe." End of quote.
Now, let me translate that. Let me translate that military BS into straight English for y'all. Hey, the US military, the Navy specifically, mind you, the Navy has to split their budget over two different forces. The United States Marine Corps also draws their budget from the United States Navy because, unfortunately, we are known as the United States Marine Corps, a department of the Navy.
Just like the Air Force is a department of the Army.
Not anymore, they're not.
Oh, they
Air
took
Force
them
has got
out?
they've been not the Department of it's been Department so you've got Department of Army, Department of Air Force, Department of Navy, and
But they did used to be a department of the
yeah, yeah,
army.
but that
Okay.
was that was a long, 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 long time ago. Air Force has been its own separate thing for a while now. Since I want to say since at least past World War II, they've been their own
Oh.
separate thing because the Army Air Corps turned into the United States Air Force.
Oh.
It's the cool thing about being a history buff.
And there's
but
that.
the thing is that the Navy in at the same time, y'all, the Navy is also trying to build 40 plus ships for the United States Marine Corps while also acquiring brand new jets to replace aging F-18s. Also, by the way, the United States Marine Corps is set to retire its F-18s in the very near future and continue to wait for enough F-35s to complete the mission. Now, that being said, also the Navy is buying F 35s while also simultaneously looking at getting its hands on um, its next generation sixth gen fighter for the carrier group, right? So you've got all of that happening. Plus, you've got normal maintenance operations. You've got boats in the shipyard getting completely refurbished and refitted. You've got new drawings. We've already come out and said, hey, our shipyard capacity can't keep up with what we absolutely need. So we're trying to figure that out. Might be outsourcing shipbuilding to Japan and Korea. All of that now has to be put on hold because you can't plan for that far out in the future if you don't have enough budget to make sure that your people get paid through July.
Well,
Because let's also not forget, let's also not forget that you still got to restock the magazines for the weapons that you just built or the weapons that you just expended. So they're going to be making a lot of difficult decisions in the very near future. And I
oh,
want to say they've already started.
he talked about manpower. He said that manpower accounts will take a hit without additional funding, with the Navy having to put a hold on between 12,000 and 15,000 new sailors. He's trying to give a permanent change of station or PCS. He said, quote, "My record recruiting is going to be thwarted without additional funding to PCS to those individuals from boot camp and to pay enlistment and reenlistment bonuses." End of
Hmm.
quote. It's a whole shit show here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because here's the thing,
Y'all thought it
right?
was
When
gonna be
you
a 4-day war, right?
let me put it like this: anybody who goes into a war thinking it's only going to be a limited operation, I mean, tell me you've never been in a fight before. Like Mike Tyson said it best: everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the
Punched in the
mouth.
mouth. Hey, Miss E. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Jay Parrish. Listen, I ain't
And
got nothing to do with it. Hey, Harold. Hey,
I
Harold.
don't know
Ben.
if y'all been paying attention to it, but the superpowers ain't doing so good against countries smaller than them that they should be technically dog walking here lately. Let's look at this, right? Russia should have dog walked the shit out of Ukraine. Ukraine right now, by all estimates, should have been Russia like 3 years ago.
And
And by
they said they've decimated possibly more than 75% of Russia's army.
hmm
Oh, but we have
that's
more geopolitical news. It doesn't stop there. I knew it would
nope.
be a busy week. So, in geopolitical Middle East news, we've talked the last couple days about this clandestine visit back in March
hmm
of Benjamin Netanyahu to the UAEs, the Emiratis. Emiratis have said no, it didn't happen. Bibi Netanyahu said, "Bitch, we have flight logs. What the fuck are you talking about?" The Emiratis like, "No, we would never do that." And so now the fact that this happened just a couple weeks before they pulled out of OPEC, everybody in the GCC, all the GCC states and countries are looking at the Emiratis like, yeah. And now the Emiratis look got egg on their face. They look like ass because the Israeli government, who they've now put all of their hope, trust, and belief in, just basically gave them the middle finger and said, "Bitch, fuck you. We're not lying for you. We don't give a damn. You were just a pawn. We don't care about you. Fuck you. Fuck your life. We don't give a damn." That's basically what Benjamin Netanyahu and his office just did. So now the UAE is out here by themselves, just flailing in the wind geopolitically, because all of the countries around them looking at them sideways. The ally that they thought they had in Israel just punked them and gave them the middle finger and said, "Bitch, you ain't shit." And it's just no good news for the Emiratis. I don't know how they get themselves out of this.
They don't get themselves out of this. If I want you to play a game with me. It's called look at the bigger picture. If you're Benjamin Netanyahu, by releasing that, you've basically locked the Emiratis in as an ally in the area because nobody else is going to want to be seen with them. Boom. You've just now given Israel, if this works like I think they're like, if they did this with the intent that I think they did this with, you've now given Israel a permanent foothold in that area because nobody else is going to want to deal with them. Knowing that this secret meeting happened and it happened right before y'all pulled out of OPEC, and Israel's already talking about some, hey, why don't y'all just start pumping your oil through our country? Bro, you look crazy as hell right now if you go shake hands with the Emiratis and you're from a GCC state. These guys don't have your best interests at heart, and they've shown it to you. But they'll probably be friends tomorrow.
Hmm.
That's just the way the politics over there works.
The other big geopolitical news, now this is flying under the radar. Right next to China is what's one of the countries that border China? Let me pull up this while we have Google Earth. Okay. Let's
We
go
talking
over here
about
to China.
Pakistan,
Oh, I'm talking about the big
Pakistan.
power that I'm talking about this behemoth, the second most populous country on earth, India. What's happening in India? Oh, I'm glad you asked. BRICS is meeting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're meeting in New Delhi. They're meeting in New Delhi, okay? BRICS is meeting in New Delhi. And the fact that BRICS is meeting now, Iran is already saying, hey, 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 we're looking for y'all to condemn what's going on in this Iran with U.S. and Israel fighting us. And BRICS, they have a 2 day meeting in BRICS with BRICS over in New Delhi, where they're going to, talk about some things. But this is absolutely affecting countries within BRICS. BRICS, if you don't know, is it stands for Brazil, Russia,
Russia.
India, China, South Africa. But there are many other countries that
Oh
are in
yeah.
BRICS. Let me get you all of the countries that are in BRICS. And BRICS was supposed to be another version of NATO.
Yep. It was built
Because
to rival NATO and to
Right, because
protect.
all of those countries were not Western countries, and they were left out of NATO. So they said, "You don't think we just finna sit here and let you bitches have this whole alliance, and we don't have our own shit?" So you have Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, South Arabia. I'm sorry, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Indonesia. Now, I'd love to see how they're looking at the UAE crazy at this BRICS meeting. I'd love to see the
Man, they you
representative
know they
from
looking at them like,
the UAE and how they looking at them like, mm-hmm.
why are you here? What are you doing here?
So that's going on simultaneously while we have your president in China, while we have everything going on in the Straits and in the Middle East. It's just a lot going on around these parts. It's a
Now,
lot going on.
here's the thing with BRICS. BRICS has all of the exact same structure and the exact same everything as NATO, but it's for developing countries. And if you look at the countries that are on that list, specifically the African countries that are on that list, my God, y'all, BRICS got something for our ass, and I don't think we're gonna like it.
Mm-hmm.
All because the other reason that BRICS was created, BRICS was also created. If you look at all the countries that are currently in BRICS, there's only like maybe a handful, maybe one or two that are not a part of the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative. So China is the biggest soft power in that group because everybody in that group owes China something.
The thing about it is, BRICS, there would be no BRICS if Western civilization wasn't as racist and xenophobic as it is.
Hmm.
It's the racism and xenophobia of Western countries in Europe and in the United States that there has to be a BRICS because they think people in all of these countries are just dumb, stupid, that they don't know anything. They're not like us. They're beneath us. We're here and they're there. We have supremacy over them.
Hmm. So
Anyway, excuse me.
no, go
Oil
ahead.
prices are still are still in the triple digits. So now they went down a couple dollars, but they're still in the triple digits. Expect probably by tomorrow sometime. Now you already see the signaling because President Donald John says, "Oh, President Xi said that he really wants to talk about, or he really wants there to be a ceasefire, and we're trying to see if between me and President Xi, he can help us negotiate an end to the war." That's what's happening. The
The
markets are
thing,
still having oil prices above $100. So we're here.
China. The thing is that nobody really realizes that China has no. Their only interest in this is watching the United States get weaker, and like it we're doing the hard work for them, and it's quite disgusting when you think about it. Like we are literally shooting ourselves in the foot with every last one of these stupid incursions into the Middle East that we've had since. the start of this new administration regime, everything that we've been doing, the only person benefiting from it, the only country benefiting from it has been China. We put all these tariffs on everybody, everybody turned away from us and turned to China. Our Canadian neighbors during this whole thing went out and did a deal with China.
Mm-hmm.
Our southern neighbors all turned all of their stuff toward China. They've turned all of their industry toward China. And if you look at it in the Western world, we're the only ones who lock out a lot of Chinese industry. If you look at it, you can go anywhere in Canada, Mexico, the Caribbean, the South America, even in Europe, and definitely in Africa, and you can find a Chinese-made vehicle, a Chinese-made passenger car. It You're hard pressed to find one in the United States. Why? Because we overprotect industries that should have failed a long time ago. I'm looking at you, auto industry. I'm looking at you,
Mm.
Detroit.
Mm. Well, then there's that. I foresee this man over the next 24 hours or so saying something that he believes is going to move the markets.
And we are going
And
into Friday.
it's a Friday. We know this is going to happen.
Yep.
Now, the thing about it is, it's the sheer idiocy of the people down at Wall Streets and that control the markets. That for the last how many weeks have we been at war? Like 12 weeks or so.
At least that, because we're on day like 74 right now.
Okay, so that puts us at somewhere around, yeah. So that puts us at week 11 somewhere around there. 11 or 12. So what that means is for all of these weeks you've continued to be Charlie Brown with the Lucy and the football.
Mm-hmm.
Like
You notice exactly what they're going to do.
it's so stupid. You are the people down at Wall Street and that control the markets. They're Charlie Brown, ready to kick the football. Donald John is a Lucy. These bitches. On Friday, right? Friday is Lucy putting the football down and holding the football. Saturday
Mm-hmm.
and Sunday. Saturday is Charlie Brown walking backwards. Sunday is Charlie Brown running toward the football, and then Sunday afternoon, just before the
The
Asian
Chinese
market
market's
open,
open.
which is Monday morning. Sunday afternoon here's Monday morning. Lucy then pulls the fucking football.
Yoink.
Wash,
I'm
rinse,
laughing.
repeat.
I'm laughing so hard because I love the fact that I can still see Lucy snatching that ball away from Charlie Brown's foot right as he's about to kick it, as you're talking about it. And it is the perfect analogy for what has been happening.
Like it's stupid at this point.
It's beyond ridiculous. And if you notice the European markets, they're like, okay, cool. I mean, all right, you said a thing. We'll see what happens on Monday. Oh, look, nothing happened. Cool. Nobody made any money because you're stupid. And the investigations that happen after this administration, if we have investigations, if we even have if the mechanisms that should have triggered already don't trigger after this administration, I gotta find somewhere else to be, because this ain't it. This ain't it, because we can clearly, very clearly, and very openly see the insider trading that's happening, and nobody's batting an eyelash. I just want to put that out there. Also, last thing, can we take Google Earth to the coast of Morocco? I have a final update on our missing soldiers from
Yeah, we reported on that
Croatia,
last
Africa
night. They
lion.
found the young woman.
Yep.
Um, her name was Mariah. We reported on the last night.
Yep.
Here we are.
Yeah. Craziness. Craziness.
Hmm. Both soldiers were black.
Yes, they were. Both soldiers were black, and I want to say both soldiers were reservists, which means that they were reservists. Either A, they were activated for this, B, decided, hey, it's a cool trip to Morocco to do my job. I'm going to go. It took an individual augment to go do that job. But I can guarantee you that falling off a cliff and into the ocean was
Mm.
not on their list of possible job hazards when they took that assignment. I know y'all talked about it. Yeah, I didn't know y'all talked about it yesterday. I was
Yeah, I know you
fortunately
was at
working.
work. Yeah, I figured. I figured. But yeah, we when we were on Twitch yesterday, we covered the young lady who they found her remains. Hmm.
Yeah,
She was out of Tavares, Florida, which is just north of. It's south of the Villages, but north of Orlando. It's in Lake County, over there by Eustis and Leesburg area. I mean, there I go with my Florida geography. But yeah, she's from Tavares, Florida.
very sad.
Sir, I'm curious to see what else is going to shake down over the next day or so, or over the weekend. But the flex by China today, you did that, G. G, I knew Xi Jinping. Listen. I knew he would find a way to flex. I didn't think he would flex that hard, but I'm here
Let me
for it.
ask. But did you see this flex? I forgot one when right as they were ending the state dinner, as Bone Spurs was lapping on all of the "I'm gonna schmooze you" type shit. You know, the shit that works in corporate America. He was trying to do to Xi. Every time he said, "China's my friend. Xi's such an amazing guy, such an amazing president. He's also my friend." Xi threw his head back and laughed.
Mm.
Did you catch that?
Hmm. As if to say, right, bitch.
No, girl, we not friends. That's what he
Right,
said.
bitch.
Girl, we not friends.
No, bitch, no. Hey,
And
Ashton.
last thing, the war may be restarting under another name because they may think it may give them another 60 days.
I mean, they just the Senate just what was that yesterday? Just voted down another war powers resolution because
Hmm.
fuck boy extraordinaire John Fetterman voted with the Republicans. Had John Fetterman voted on the war powers resolution, it would have won. Because the vote
Hmm.
was 50 to 49. Remember, Mark Wayne Mullins' seat is still vacated. So if John Fetterman, the lone Democrat, had voted with his caucus and his party, would have voted with his constituents in the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, we could probably force these people to stop doing what they're doing. But I mean, who knows? They probably still would break the law and do it anyway. But here we are. Here the fuck we are.
Yeah. And you also got to remember, they all know Fetterman's going to vote with them anyway. So he
Yep.
kind of gives them cover to vote, do the
If
thing that
it,
they should do.
and here's the deal, Democratic Party. At this point, you could there are things that you could do to Fetterman. There are absolutely things. I have to do a live. I have to do that maybe sometime this weekend or something like that. I have to do a live or something like that. But there are absolutely recourses that you have against a member of your caucus that's just way out of order.
Yeah.
But
Remove
you
from
know,
censure, remove
or
from
even beyond censure.
committees.
Yeah,
Rem-
There's a lot of things. There's even nuclear options they can do with him. But certainly he can be censured. He can be removed from committees. He could be all but silenced
Hmm.
and forced to become an independent senator. Anyway, sir, we covered a lot of ground today. Lots happening today. Lot went on today.
Yes, sir.
I thank you for your expertise. What's today? Thursday. They love waiting till Thursday.
It was Thursday
It's
and
Thursday.
Friday.
And then Friday. Anyway, thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our coverage from our senior panda body language expert, Terrence. And we thank him for his all of his expertise and his coverage while we are yet here covering the war and the trip to China. Thank you, sir. All right. I hope you learned something today. In other news, let me go back. Well, then we have what's going on in Tennessee. So let me bring you up to speed on Tennessee. Now we know that Tennessee and their governor Bill Lee raced and immediately called a special session to gerrymander that state and remove the one black district in Tennessee. Black Tennessee lawmakers took issue with that, and they of course protested, and so now we're here. Tennessee House Speaker Cameron Sexton removed Democratic lawmakers from House committees Tuesday after they protested the Republican, the GOP's newly enacted congressional gerrymander that eliminated the state's lone majority black district. In a letter to House Minority Leader Karen Camper, House Leader, House Speaker Sexton said Democratic lawmakers would receive individual letters removing them from committees because of their conduct, during last week's special session, where Republicans repealed a decades old state ban on mid decade redistricting and rammed through a new congressional map expected to give the GOP a 9-0 delegation. In the letter, House Speaker Sexton said, quote, members of the Democratic caucus will receive individuals' letters removing them from all standing committees and subcommittees of the House. End of quote. The move appears to punish the entire Democratic caucus for its resistance to the gerrymander. Um, and removes every black elected official in the Tennessee legislature from the committees they served on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, those black elected officials of the Tennessee House represent some 2+ million constituents in the great state of Tennessee. Mm-hmm. Yep. Now, why does this matter, L Teddy 27? I'm glad you asked. In order for anything to be voted on in the legislature, that's on the federal level or on the state level, it has to pass through committee. It has to get voted on via committee. And once it passes through the committee, then it can go to the floor of the and get a general vote by the body, by the House or the Senate or whatever legislative body. Now, if you remove all Democrats, or especially in this case, all of the black members from their committees, that means that anything you're trying to push through has no resistance. It's not even put on the record of anybody having any resistance to it. A lot of times, even if some of these things pass, included in the record is research, articles, judicial reviews, and a lot of other information and evidence for the other side that says that this may be wrong, this may hurt the population. Now, none of that happens. The other part about it is we often hear about lobbyists and people lobbying Congress members. What lobbyists do, they lobby Congress members that serve on certain committees. They know if they can push things through the committee, oftentimes, more often than not, and if they can push it through committee approves it, it gets to the floor, there's a much better chance for it to be voted up. So what they will do is they will pay money, they will lobby, lobbyists will do all types of things to get committee members to vote in their favor or to enter into the record evidence and a lot of other information in their favor. Excuse me. With that being taken away, what that means is now lobbyists don't even have to do that. They don't have to do anything. So essentially what you've said is we're not even trying. I told you these people are not being covert. What they have said is if you live in the great state of Tennessee, you will have no representation. Let's be clear. They're not only removing your representation in Washington, D.C., in the U.S. Congress, they have now in your state legislature removed your representation from essentially even having a voice. As laws, as these draconian, as these archaic, as these Jim Crow laws are funneled through that state legislature on this racist conveyor belt that they have moving all of these laws through, there's no resistance. They've silenced the voices of lawmakers who were duly and democratically elected. They have silenced the voices of 2+ million constituents and citizens of the great state of Tennessee. Again, my issue is nobody seems to be upset enough. Nobody seems to give a damn. And there are people on the other side talking about, oh, well, they acted out of order. They don't know decorum. Why were they protesting or whatever? They needed to be quiet. They needed to sit down and da. I said this going all the way back, and some of y'all have been with me since we were talking Colin Kaepernick and stuff like that. I've said for a long time, if you are telling me you're going to protest, but you're obeying the laws of the people in positions of power, you're not protesting. A protest does not involve me going along with what the people in positions of power want me to do. It's supposed to disrupt the system. Protests are supposed to make the city, make the people, make the neighborhood uncomfortable. If it doesn't bother people, if it doesn't make them uncomfortable, they're going to ignore you. Which is why I've never had a problem when people say, burn it to the ground. Burn all of this shit down. I don't give a shit. Burn it down. Because you're not going to listen to me any other way. So let me burn this shit down. What is happening in the state of Tennessee? What is happening in the state of Tennessee? And we talked about Tennessee over and over and over, even on Teacher Project 2.0. Tennessee is a problem. And there are a lot of black people in Tennessee. And what Tennessee has ceremoniously said, we will lead the charge to taking black people back to Jim Crow, because we don't want there to be any confusion. We want nothing to do with black people. We don't want you to be heard. We don't want you to have a voice. We don't want you to say anything. We want white supremacy, and that's it. That's all. And if you think it's going to stop with the great state of Tennessee, you're dreaming. We have elections coming up, y'all. We got to do what we have to do. But even beyond elections, we have at a certain point, we have to beat the streets. Protests are going to have to happen. You cannot we can't do the respectability politics. We can't do that shit anymore. We cannot sit back and say, oh, let me just wait until November. Let me just wait until my particular primary. They are going to continue to put things in place that may make it impossible for you to get to November. Which is why, if you all recall, go all the way back to November 5th and 6th, 2024. Put a 27 in the chat if you were not here when I was screaming from the rooftops. Now is not the time to be telling black people to sit this one out. Sit down. Wasn't I the one over here screaming, hey, black people, don't tell black people to take a seat on the couch. We tired. This ain't our fight. This ain't time to protest. I said that. I've been saying that the whole time. We don't get the luxury of saying we tired, we don't want to protest, this ain't our fight, we scared, we gonna go to jail. Oh my God. That's what they want you to be, is fearful. And you fell for the trap. They want you to say, oh, this the Hispanics fight, this ain't our fight. You fell for the trap. It was never about the Hispanic Latinx community. It was always about us the whole time. But you were disillusioned enough. The people were whole groups of black people saying, oh, don't worry about it. Have a seat. Sit on your couch. This ain't our fight. Don't go out there. No, no. And now where are we? Now where are we? When you have a fascist, authoritarian takeover and dictatorship, you have to strike early. When you first notice it, you have to beat the streets then. You have to beat the streets then before we get to this point. Yeah, I got a lot of people was hating on me. I got a whole lot of awful shit that was said to me at that time. A lot of people would say horrible things and said I was wrong and, oh, nah, you just, How did that work out for us? Mm-hmm. How did that work out? Doesn't seem to be so concerned about the Hispanic Latinx community anymore, do they? Because it was never about the Hispanic Latinx community. It always came back to us. Let me move on before I spike out. But what's going on in Tennessee? We have to stay on top of this situation. We absolutely have to stay on top of this situation because it's not going to stop with Tennessee. In other sugar spiky news, if you thought they were just coming for your vote, they're coming for your lives. This is why I say we don't vote as if our life depends on it. We vote because our life depends on it. I talked to you all yesterday, or was it Tuesday, either yesterday or Tuesday, about the data center that they're building over in Utah. That's going to be 62 square miles. It's going to be 2.3 times the size of Manhattan. It will consume more energy and power than the entire state of Utah combined. Right? We got data centers all over the place being built, right? There's one just outside of Memphis that's turning Memphis and Shelby County into Cancer Alley. But if you thought they were just going to poison you and make your energy prices go up, oh, it's even more nefarious than that. Let me preface this story by saying this is happening. Let's go over to the great state of Nevada. Berkshire Hathaway owned NV Energy has informed the Lake Tahoe region's local provider that its wholesale electricity deliveries to the area will end after May 2027. Translation: they're not going to provide any more power or energy to a whole region after May 2027. Why? What's the purpose? Is there a shortage? No. The reason cited for the cutoff is capacity demand from data centers expanding across northern Nevada. So, because they're providing energy to these ever expanding data centers in northern Nevada, they have to cut off actual citizens and people. They're cutting off the power to the citizens and people in a whole region of the country so that they can continue to provide power to the data centers. At present, 3/4 of Liberty's electric supply flows from NV Energy, while the other quarter is generated at solar installations Liberty Energy operates in Nevada. Finding a substitute supplier before May 2027, the May 2027 deadline, would not be easy. Liberty Energy itself has called current market conditions extremely competitive. Northern Nevada has become one of the few fastest growing data center corridors in the country. Major technology companies, including Google, Apple, and Microsoft, have established or announced facilities in the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center corridor. Research from the Desert Research Institute, working from NV Energy's integrated research resource planning figures, projected that the dozen data center developments concentrated in the region could add as much as 5,900 megawatts of load to the grid by 2033. In 2024, data centers accounted for roughly a fifth of all electricity consumed in Nevada. And now they're saying that figure could reach up to 35% within the decade, meaning before we get to 2030. Let me say this again. They're cutting off the power for a whole segment of the population. This comes after they had already raised their the price of electricity by 77%. And that's been since 2022. They are cutting off the power. I told you all the other day, the southwest region of the country has energy and water shortages. There's not there's not an overflow of energy and water in this area. If you think it's going to stop there, you think it's not going to you think other places won't start to consider this? Look, there's data centers over in Louisiana. There are data centers over in Georgia. There's a data center right on the south side, near Fayetteville, on the south side over there. A big one. There are data centers all over the place. They do not care about us. In more sugar spiky news, well, that the guy you see there, that would be U.S. Border Patrol Chief Michael Banks. He stepped down today, effective immediately, in the latest leadership shakeup in federal immigration agencies. Now, Banks told news outlets that it's, quote, time to pass the reins, end of quote. He said he's going to enjoy his family and his life. Now, he has led the Customs and Border Patrol since Donald Trump took office. We know that CBP, along with ICE, have been the conduits and agents of mass atrocities all over the country. All over the country. But I find it interesting. You seem to have all of these defections. You seem to have all of these defections. I'm going to tell you I'm gonna tell you why. Here's my y'all can say it's a conspiracy theory, but y'all know when I come up with these theories, it always proves to be right. You're going to see several more defections of leadership from CBP and ICE and even DHS. You want to know why? Because they absolutely plan to violate law, violate the Constitution, and illegally have ICE and CBP at polling stations in Democratic areas within swing states. That means we're looking at you, Georgia. That means we're looking at you, Pennsylvania. That means we're looking at you, Michigan. That means we're looking at you, Minnesota. That means we're looking at you, Wisconsin. That means we're looking at you, Ohio. A lot of these swing states, that means we're looking at you, Colorado, Arizona. All of these swing states, Virginia, North Carolina, you will see CBP and ICE at your polling locations. A complete violation of our constitutional rights. And I think some of these people see the writings on the wall and they're trying to get their ass out of Dodge so that after this man is out of office, they don't land their asses in jail for the rest of their lives. You're going to see a lot more defections. Trust me, trust and believe. Take my word for it. In other sugar spiky news, this is actually some good news. If you live in or around the city of Chicago, or you have family members that live in or around the city of Chicago, please put a 27 in the chat because I do want to give you some good news coming out of that area. The University of Chicago has announced a major expansion of its undergraduate financial aid program, promising free tuition for students from families earning less than $250,000 annually starting fall 2027. Under the new initiatives, students from families with incomes below $125,000 and typical assets will also receive, in addition to free tuition, free housing, meals, and coverage for additional fees. University officials said the plan is designed to make U Chicago education more accessible to simply to simplifying more accessible while simplifying the financial aid process for families. Again, if your family makes less than $250,000 a year annually, that student can go tuition free. If they make less than $125,000 annually and typical assets, they can get, in addition to the free tuition, free housing, meals, and coverage for additional fees. Listen, that is how this should go. We need more of that. Why is this not nationwide? Why is this not nationwide? Again, why is this not nationwide? Meanwhile, we're sending billions of dollars over to countries like Israel where they get free education and free college on our dime. But this is great to see. No, I don't know if I saw that. I did see some breaking news, and let me break this news because this just happened. Hold on. Hold on. I did see some breaking news. This broke while we were live. The Supreme Court. This is breaking news from the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, while we've been live, has now allowed women to continue to access the abortion pill mifepristone through telehealth visits, maintaining the status quo while officials in Louisiana continue to push. If you remember, they temporarily allowed it to continue up until a certain date. And then after that certain date, if there was no decision made, they could go back to saying that you were not allowed to use mifepristone. However, the Supreme Court imposed a pause on a May 1st decision from the 5th U.S. Circuit of Appeals that abruptly required women to obtain mifepristone through in-person visits only. So what they said was they will allow mifepristone in the ruling. They'll allow mifepristone to continue to be used until the case is thoroughly adjudicated. So, that was some breaking news that I saw. I wanted to bring that to your attention. In other sugar spiky news, Auntie Maxine, listen, Maxine, it's time, baby, it's time. Well, so one of Xavier's generation, right? One of his generation followed her and asked her, "Hey, baby, you don't think it's time for you to get out?" The woman will be 88 in August. She'll be 88 in August. Auntie Maxine, we don't want you to go down the path of Dianne Feinstein and die still in office. We would like for you to at least have the remaining 5 minutes you got here, 5 or 10 minutes you got here on the planet, enjoying the rest of your life. Take a note from your girl, Eleanor Holmes Norton. Well, they found Maxine, Auntie Maxine, and started questioning her. Here's the video.
Congresswoman,
Yes,
Jacob with TMZ, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good to see you. I have a question. I want to ask you something as a whiny Gen Zer myself. Some people in my generation look at our leaders and think, you know what, some of these people are too old. But as a spry 87-year-old, I just saw you talk at the Working Families press conference. What do you say to people in my generation who think, okay, some of these leaders are too old and we need to do something about it?
I usually don't do press conferences as I'm walking, but let me just say that the way that people should think about elected officials is, what do they do? What can you document? What can you give them credit for? What can you criticize them for? If you do what it takes to evaluate, then you can decide.
Understood. So we shouldn't judge people based off their age, but rather what they do for the people.
Performance and effectiveness.
Got it. So someone like President Trump, who's about to turn 80 years old, I mean, that's the president, kind of different than maybe someone serving in Congress.
Don't ask me about Trump. You know what I think about it.
Is that considered a little too old, though, an 80-year-old president? I mean, a lot of people had issues with Biden's age. What do you think?
The President of the United States is destroying our democracy. He's made promises unkept. He's enriching himself and his family with cryptocurrency. He has lied to us, and even now, when he was talking about Iran, he said he didn't have time to think about what is going on with financing and financial services in the United States of America. And so this is a president who is absolutely committed to empowering himself and using the power of the executive, the highest executive of the land, the President of the United States of America. And the people are beginning to understand that. I think some people are having buyer's remorse, and we see it in the polls. In the final analysis, it is the people who will finally determine that this president is dangerous and divisive, and we've got to do everything that we can to make sure we overcome much of what he's trying to do. We've got to fight, fight, fight.
Should there be an age limit to be president?
Let me just say this. People should be evaluated, and they should be thought of in terms of what they do. If you have effective leaders, if you have fighters, if you have those who have demonstrated, if you have those who are documented what they care about, that's the only thing that.
So if you have an 100-year-old fighter, they should still be in office, hypothetically.
But people should evaluate who should be in office with their vote, and that's it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Congresswoman.
Maxine, go sit down, please, ma'am. Shady Pines, Mom. And I'm not trying to be ageist, but nobody should be working at 87 years old. You certainly should not still be at the helm of some of the most powerful positions in our country, which is being an elected member of Congress. But y'all gonna say I'm being ageist and I'm wrong. Let me move on. In our feature story of the day, this is a story that's close to my heart as a band head, as a lifelong musician, as a member of the band since middle school, high school, college, and even after college. I'm very sensitive about band, okay? And not only does it involve band, but it also involves the Rainbow Coalition compound. I want to give this story a little bit of light and shed some light on what's going on with this story. I have a couple videos for you to watch. Here's the first one.
Watch this, then let's have a little conversation.
As a student in the Watertown High School Wind Symphony, Sophia Anderson has spent months fine-tuning every note for the upcoming spring concert. But now, this music may be muted because of a controversy.
Hearing that we might not get to play this piece is devastating.
The piece, titled A Mother of a Revolution, was written by Omar Thomas to honor the legacy of Marsh Johnson and the 1969 Stonewall Uprising, which was a series of protests led by LGBTQ+ people against a police raid in New York. Back in October, the band director followed a school board policy by emailing parents this. It gives context to how the piece is tied to LGBTQ history and gives the parents the chance to opt their students out from participating if they find it to be controversial. At a committee meeting Tuesday, school board members argued the piece is not appropriate for the public school.
It's described specifically as a celebration of Marsha Johnson, who was a cross-dressing prostitute who threw a brick at a police officer.
So just so you're understanding, the Watertown High School Wind Symphony has spent months preparing for their May 18th spring concert. Their band director followed every single district policy. He sent a letter home to parents in October letting them know that they would be performing this piece called A Mother of a Revolution. It was composed by a very dear friend of mine who's also a Recording Academy colleague of mine, Omar Thomas. It's an instrumental piece. It has no lyrics. It is challenging. It is complex. The only reason it is potentially being pulled from their concert is because Omar dedicated that piece to Marsha Johnson. These kids have rehearsed this piece for months. They are being told less than 2 weeks before their concert that their work doesn't matter because the school board is uncomfortable with who inspired that composition. I got my degree in music because of what the arts brought me. Music education is not just about notes on a page, it's about learning to connect to something bigger. It's about developing empathy and cultural awareness. And if your idea of music education is only songs that make you comfortable and don't challenge you, then you don't understand music education. This is also why voting at a local level matters, because people who are on your school board are dictating what kind of education your kids get. And stopping kids from playing a complex piece that has challenged them musically because you think Marsha Johnson was just a cross-dressing prostitute is laughable. Omar is a brilliant composer, and he's one of my favorite people in the entire world. And his work deserves to be heard, but also those kids deserve to show what they learned at their concert. If you live in Wisconsin, please raise hell about this. The school board meeting is on May 12th, so show up, speak up. These students deserve to perform the music that they have worked hard for, and they deserve a school board that understands the difference between education and censorship.
So the school board meeting happened on Tuesday, and they voted 7-1 to prohibit the Watertown High School Wind Symphony from playing the piece. Again, it's an instrumental piece. At no point, even when they say the Watertown High School Wind Symphony is playing A Mother of a Revolution. That's the name of the song, right? Marsha P. Johnson's name isn't even said. When they play the piece, at no point do they stop and say, hey, this is about Marsha P. Johnson. But because the person, the composer who composed the piece was inspired by Marsha P. Johnson, that's a line too far. How dare you be inspired by somebody who we think is an abomination and should go to hell? We know her name ain't nowhere in the title. We know outside of you telling us nobody would ever know it has anything to do with Marsha P. Johnson, but just at the mere thought of it, right? We're going to prohibit this. A mess. Now, the students did protest. The students conducted a walkout the other day. Here's the walkout.
Oh, Max, front and center.
I just wanted to just shed some light on this. A story like this is close to the vest. I hate it for those students. I would be shattered if, when I was in band, you spend days, weeks, even days and hours at home practicing your own individual part before you have to go to band practice and practice week after week after week after week to prepare for a spring concert, only to have it derailed like this is over bigotry It's awful. My heart goes out to those students. I hate that they have to experience this. Yeah. If I'm the student, hey, if you want to do a further protest, if I'm the students, don't get the band director involved. You know what? You say, hey, after the last note of the spring concert, you know what I do? If I'm the students, just start playing it on your own. Band director walks off, and you just start playing it on your own. hmm Maybe have a student conductor uh, um, come up and conduct the piece. I'll monitor the situation as I get more information. It's time for our video breakdowns, and let's see what our video breakdowns have in store for us today. Here's our first video breakdown.
Hi, I'm TJ. I'm the only flake of salt in the pepper grinder, and these are white things I don't think my black friends and wife will know. Okay, who is this famous singer?
George Strait.
No.
That's not Tim McGraw.
Caroline. What was his name?
Alan Jackson. What movie is this from?
Is this racial?
No, it's not racial.
Okay, because that's looking real black, and that's looking real black. Princess Bride.
No.
The movie with Martin in it, when he go back in time.
No.
Oh, it's Lord of the Rings. What is specifically the safest way to prepare chicks?
Scientifically.
Oh my God. Scientifically lets us know this was set against us.
Exactly. Looking for unwashed.
Yes.
I feel like shots were fired. A singer in a smoky room. What the heck? Is it Tennessee Whiskey?
Do you want me to sing that line?
So this is a song. Okay, yeah, give us. Oh wait.
There we go.
He took the midnight
train Lacrosse. Oh wait.
Wait.
That's croquet. Lacrosse. That's
So
that is croquet.
Yes, that's lacrosse.
That's lacrosse.
What movie is she in?
Is she a
no.
Is she a singer?
Singer.
I don't. If she ain't Reba or Kelly Clarkson, I don't know no white country. What did she sing?
No. Do you want the first letter?
Yes.
E.
Oh. A, sports to the game. What is wrong with you? Ebony.
No.
Wait, Ebony?
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 Ella Langley.
Oh, that is.
Oh, no. Okay, which food does raisins go in? Chicken salad.
None of them.
None of them. No, potato salad.
Sure.
Who was cooking?
Wait, it's a trick question. All of them.
Mine's right.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
Not my father.
You killed my father, prepared to die.
Someone says a mildly suggestive comment.
What's the comment?
You know, that steel rod over there is kind of hard. Wow, her pants are really wet.
That's what she said.
Boom.
Okay.
What sport is this? Soccer.
Dodgeball. No, that's extreme dodgeball.
Extreme dodgeball.
No. Rugby. Rocket.
Nope.
Oh. Football.
Nope.
Oh, volleyball. And it's not.
This is water polo.
No. Where's the ball?
Where's the ball?
Handball.
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 It's a handball. You know, when is it appropriate to talk back to your parents? Never.
Oh,
See.
this is also a trick question. It's all of the above. Did you not read the last one? Because they gonna step about their friends coming out.
I don't know any of it. This is why I'm not white. I'm not trying to be white in this lifetime or any other lifetime. Here's our next video breakdown.
Ain't no valley low.
Hey, come on with that shit. Come here, let me show you something. Come here. You see this bottle? Yeah. Smash it. Exactly. Now say sorry.
To a water bottle?
Just say sorry.
Sorry.
Did that fix it?
No.
Now take this and fix it. Okay, stick it in there.
Nothing to fix it.
Blow it if you had to. So for now on, that's how we go fix our problems.
Wow.
I like the way you think, baby.
I think that's a great way to fix all problems. I'm here for it. It's a great way to fix all. I think it makes perfect sense. I'm here for all of it. I think that makes perfect sense. If people took that mentality about fixing problems, the world would be a better place. Yelling at it doesn't fix it. Saying sorry doesn't fix it either. But we saw what fixed it. I'm just saying. Here's our last video breakdown. And this last video breakdown, I'm only going to play once because I know it's going to play music and I'm going to have to edit the music out after we get off of here. However, this is why you don't find me down to the Bulldogs, okay? Again, y'all be asking me, am I going to the Bulldogs? No. You want to know why I'm not going to the Bulldogs? Exhibit A. This is why. This is exactly why. I, did you see the Did you see the black church socks and shit, garter belts, and your thongs and all? Where was your teeth? This is why I don't know. This is why y'all be asking me, you going down the Bulldog? Hell no, I ain't going to that shit. The hell? This is the kind of tomfoolery that they be having going on down to the Bulldogs. Baby, listen. I cannot. Baby, did you see all of the makeup he had on? I cannot. The Informed say work. And that came from The Informed. This is why I don't be down there. All dancing and grinding. And next thing you go, they probably they ain't sure, but next thing you know, he probably was grinding on somebody. Them the ones, they go up and start grinding up on you. Nigga, if you don't get up off me. Just saying. Child. Those were our video breakdowns for the day. I sincerely hope and pray that you enjoyed. As we toot that thing up, mommy, and make it roll deeper into the dossier, Lisa Leslie is in the news. We have some good news from the women's basketball WNBA front. So Lisa Leslie is going to receive a bronze statue. Yes. She'll receive a bronze statue outside of the crypto.com arena, which is formerly known as, the Staples Center. But in LA, but yes, she is going to receive a bronze statue. We're happy to hear it too. She is one of the most decorated stars of the WNBA history. She played 12 years and has many records within the WNBA. We love Lisa Leslie around these parts. Okay, love Lisa Leslie. But she is getting honored with a bronze statue built outside of the arena where she used to play with for the LA Sparks, which is also the arena where the Lakers play. So kudos and shout out to her. Just don't get the person who did Dwayne Wade's statue. Okay, please don't get him. Please don't get the sculptor that did Dwayne Wade's statue. In other news, this is news that people like Xavier care about. I don't even know this woman. Her name is Doja Cat. I can't name you not one song from her, but apparently she's announced that she's stepping away from music for 3 years after she concludes her world tour. For all I know, you've already stepped away from music. For all I know, and give a damn. I can't name you not one song that this woman sang. You could have already been on your hiatus, ma'am, your sabbatical. Why don't you just go away and just not come back? I mean, it won't make me no matter. I won't feel no types of ways about it. I can't name you not one song that this woman sang. Okay, Doja Cat, she's taking a 3 year hiatus, sabbatical, stepping away. I don't know this woman. Can y'all name me a song that she sing? I just don't know what she sing. Can y'all help me with that? Can y'all name me a song? Anybody? Nobody. Oh well, Doja. The people don't know no song. I have not. I don't know any song that she sing. I've heard her name before, but I can't name you not one song she sang. Listen, Doja. The people, Miss Cat. The people don't see it for you. They don't know who you is. Okay, ma'am. Go with God.
Go with God. Go with God, Crispy.
Yeah, 'cause I don't know her. I don't know what she'd sing. Paint the Town. I don't know it. I've never heard that song. Angora Hill. Don't know the song. Streets is one. Don't know it. Don't know it. I don't know. I never heard those songs before in my life. Don't know 'em. Kim Kardashian skank finds herself in the dossier today. So apparently, according to court documents obtained by TMZ, a man named David Knight filed a lawsuit against Skims claiming the company failed to properly compensate him during his employment between October of last year and December of last year in California. He alleges that he and other workers were denied overtime pay despite allegedly working more than 8 hours a day and more than 40 hours a week. The lawsuit also claims employees were not provided legally required meal breaks or rest periods. In addition, Mr. Knight alleges Skims failed to pay at least minimum wage for all hours worked and did not issue all wages owed before discharge or resignation. He is seeking class action status, arguing that other employees experienced similar alleged labor violations and should be included in the lawsuit. Now, Miss Kardashian skank, she's not personally listed as a defendant, although we know that that's her company. Now, Skims is denying the allegations vehemently. They put out a statement, and in part of that statement, they said, quote, Skims denies the allegations in this complaint. This is a boilerplate filing. The same recycled template plaintiffs' firms send to employers across California fishing for a quick settlement. We have no interest in settling claims without merit. Skims is and always has been firmly committed to compliance with California wage and hour law, and we look forward to demonstrating that in court. End of quote. I could see Miss Kardashian skank having a whole sweatshop over there. You know, I don't really see it for Kim Kardashian skank. So, do I put it past her to be running a whole sweatshop over there? No. No. I don't put it past her to have a whole ass sweatshop over there. No. Streets is the song from the Silhouette Challenge. You talk about where they start off regular and then it flip to red and you can see them naked and stuff in the red shadows and stuff. Was that the Silhouette Challenge? Hold on. Let me see what this street song sound like. Hold on. See. Hold your line. Hold your line. Streets. Okay. Okay, let me turn it down. I don't need it to be loud. Okay, hold on. Isn't this like the old music? Oh, okay. Is that Kofi Cerebro? Child. Um, I could believe I could is that I was looking at the video on YouTube. That looked like Kofi. Is that Kofi Cerebro? In the video? Oh, that's Kofi. Nice piece of dark chocolate there. Ma'am, you got a whole sweatshop, okay? Ma'am, get away from us, okay? Go to hell. In our last story of the day, now we teased this story, so let's get right down to it. Pam Grier is saying that she experiences, quote, 3-day orgasms, end of quote, at 76 years old. Now, she was on a podcast. Actually, she was on the Wiser Than Me with Julia Louise Dreyfus podcast. During the podcast, Julia Louis Dreyfus praised Pam Grier because because of her youthful energy, and she asked Pam, "Well, how old do you feel these days?" Pam Grier said, quote, "I think I might be 77 this year. I might be. I don't know, nor do I care. If I wake up breathing, I'm going to have a good day." End of quote. Now, Julia Louis Dreyfus then asked her if she still feels young, to which Pam Grier responded with the following quote, "Well, yes, I do. Because when you're young, you can have 3, 4, 5 orgasms in an hour. But when you get my age, you have one orgasm. It'll last 3 days." End of quote. Julia Louis Dreyfus said, "Girl, what are you talking about? Like, what are you doing down there to get a 3-day orgasm? I need details." That's what Julia Louis Dreyfus asked her. To which Pam Grier said, quote, "You don't have to do anything, but when it happens, I just want to tell you, you just be prepared. It's going to be 3 whole days." End of quote. Again, this must be a lady thing. No man on earth can endure 3 days of an orgasm. I'm going to tell you, no man on earth wants a 3 straight minute orgasm. The 30 seconds, the 10 seconds, 15 seconds that we have, and maybe the next 30 seconds, minute or so afterwards is enough. No man can do no 3-day orgasm. Can't do no 3-hour orgasm. Can't do no, I'm telling you, no man could endure 3 minutes. I don't think women fully appreciate what the male body goes through during orgasm and how Your whole the entirety of your body is involved in an orgasm. Your fingertips, earlobes, fingernails, toenails, eyelids, every corner of your body is involved in the orgasm. If you tell me I gotta have 3 days of a nonstop orgasm, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't. I don't want it. I feel like it would ruin orgasms for the rest of my life. But I guess when you like Pam Grier, she probably got what, a good 5 minutes left. I guess you want to have a 3 day orgasm, going on to glory, in the writhing in ecstasy. Ma'am, I think you just trying to check out of here because if you around here having 3 day orgasms, at 76 years old, ma'am, you gonna hurt yourself and send yourself to the pearly gates. You got somebody you need to see up there. You're preparing for somebody you're going to go see up in the great beyond. Maybe I don't know, but if I got to do 3 days worth of orgasm, I don't want it. I don't. Not as a man. It might be a little different for the ladies. Ladies, y'all could have it, but I don't know a single man in this chat that legitimately thinks that he could handle 3 days worth of an orgasm. Hell, they tell you if your dick stayed hard for longer than 4 hours to go to the hospital. And they'll have to literally stick a needle into a syringe in your dick and pull out the blood. Okay? Like they would literally have to take you to the hospital, inject you with a needle in your dick and pull blood out. Hey, Paul. I know Richard Pryor gone. I think Richard Roundtree is dead. I think he died a couple years ago. Baby, I don't know. Pam, nobody believes you. And even if I am to believe that you're having 3 day orgasms, you can keep it. I don't want it. Okay? Lord, that's the dossier for today. Listen, y'all. I'm about to go lay down. When I tell you I'm tired, it's been a long day, but I'm about to go lay it down. Lay it down. I might have somebody come over here and lay up with me today. Yes. There's probably going to be a alteration in Silly Saturday. It might end up being a late night Silly Saturday. I'll let you all know because I gotta go. One of my children, his birthday is this weekend, and he's having a bunch of stuff for his birthday this weekend. So I'm gonna be out in the streets helping him celebrate his birthday. So yeah, I'm gonna be out in these streets helping him celebrate his birthday. I know he has an event on Saturday. I think we were supposed to go to like an escape room or something that he wanted to go to. So we're going to go do that on Saturday, which means we may have to do a late night Silly Saturday. I think y'all like the late night Silly Saturdays. But I'll keep you posted on that. All right. I'll let y'all know tomorrow. Anyway, I'm about to get out of here. As I always say, I love y'all. Wait, hold on. Is Really Be Live? Let me get y'all over there. Let me see. Anyway, as I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. I think we're supposed to do the chasing panel tomorrow with me, Really B, and Abby. Yeah, I don't see anything planned for Really B right now. So there's that. We do what? Oh, y'all do like late night Silly Saturdays. Yes, y'all do like them. Anyway, Yeah. So I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to go make me something to eat and go chill. I will catch y'all again tomorrow. Y'all know tomorrow is Friday. Y'all know what that means. Don't come over here with the foolery. Yes, you already know. Be prepared to come click this good button tomorrow. It's Friday. Be prepared to come click this good button. Okay? That's all I got for y'all. Until next time. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. I love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow.